Hello everybody, my name is Yvonne and today we're going to see the active voice and the passive voice. So the active voice is going to be here in the purple area and the passive voice is going to be here in the green area. So let's start. So the active voice is going to be the subject does or performs the action on the object. The formula is going to be subject plus verb plus object, and some examples are Hannah bakes a cake, Cervantes wrote El Quijote, and Tony has done his homework. Let's see the passive. The passive says the action is performed on the subject receives the action. Let's see the formula. Object plus verb. The verb has to be the verb to be. The verb to be is going to be in the tense, plus past participle of the main verb, and then plus subject plus a by whom the action is performed, right? Sometimes by whom can be omitted. So let's see examples. A cake is baked by Hannah. El Quijote was written by Cervantes. The homework has been done by Tony. So now let's analyze the sentences a bit further. Hannah bakes a cake. This sentence is written in present simple. Now let's see its passive. A cake is baked by Hannah. Is would be the present simple of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb. And by whom? By Hannah. Very good. Next example. Cervantes wrote El Quijote. This sentence is written in past simple. The past would be El Quijote was written by Cervantes. Was is the past simple of the verb to be. Written would be the past participle of the main verb. By whom? By Cervantes. Next example. Tony has done his homework. This sentence is written in present perfect. Let's see its passive voice. The homework has been done by Tony. Has been would be the present perfect of the verb to be, and done will be the past participle of the main verb. Now let's see it more specifically. Okay, present simple. Hannah bakes a cake. This is the active voice. Remember, the purple area, the active, and the green area, the passive. Now let's see that in passive voice. A cake is baked by Hannah. Remember, the verb to be is in present simple. Okay, and baked would be the past participle of the main verb. By whom? By Hannah. Next, present continuous, active voice. Hannah is baking a cake. Let's see that in passive voice. A cake is being baked by Hannah. Is being is the present continuous of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person, by Hannah. Next, past simple. Hannah baked a cake. Active voice. Passive voice. A cake was baked by Hannah. Was is the verb to be in the past simple. Okay? And baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person. Next, past continuous. Okay? Hannah was baking a cake. Active voice. Passive voice would be a cake was being baked by Hannah. Was being is the past continuous of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person. Present perfect. Hannah has baked a cake. This would be in the present perfect, as we said before. And let's see that in the passive voice. A cake has been baked by Hannah. Has been is the present perfect of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person. Past perfect. Hannah had baked a cake in active voice. In passive voice would be a cake had been baked by Hannah. Had been would be the past perfect of the verb to be, plus baked would be the past participle of the main verb. By whom? By Hannah. Continue. Future simple. Hannah will bake a cake. Active voice. Passive voice. A cake will be baked by Hannah. Will be is the future will of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person. Future with going to. Hannah is going to bake a cake. Active voice, that will be in the passive. A cake is going to be baked by Hannah. Okay, is going to be is the going to be the verb to be, and baked would be the past participle of the main verb by the person, by Hannah in this case. Infinitive. Now this one changes a little bit. We have to pay attention. Hannah wants to bake a cake. That's the active voice. But in the passive, it's a bit different. Hannah wants the cake to be baked by her. So here we have the infinitive, if you think about it, of the verb to be. Baked would be the past participle of the main verb and by the person, okay? But this structure changes just a little bit, okay? Hannah wants the cake to be baked by her. Next, modal verb, okay? Remember, the modal verbs can be can, should, could, all those are modal verbs. In this case, Hannah can bake a cake. Passive voice would be a cake can be baked by Hannah. Can be, in this case, the modal verb can plus the verb to be, can be, and bake would be the past participle of the main verb by the person. And last but not least, next sentence, present perfect continuous. Hannah has been baking a cake. Okay, let's see that sentence in the passive voice. That sentence in the passive voice would be a cake has been being baked by Hannah. So as you can see, this structure, it's a bit sophisticated, if we can say it like that. It's not very used, okay? Because, for example, here we have the present perfect continuous of the verb to be, and then the past participle of the main verb, But as I told you before, this one is not very used, but you have to be able to identify it if you see it somewhere. Okay, so this is like a brief highlight of the active voice and the passive voice, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye, take care.